The next part of your budget project is going to discuss your car. When you get older, you will likely buy a car. Now, some people don't buy a car when they live in a big city because it's easy to use public transportation and get around, and sometimes a car is just not necessary. Where we live, we're not really a big city. We have public transportation, of course, but most people in the area find that they need a car to get from place to place, whether that be work or school or running errands and what have you. Unfortunately, most first-time car buyers can't afford the car that they want. So this project is not about finding your dream car. You can find your dream car in your own time. You're going to have to find a car that fits into your budget for the career that you've chosen for this project. Now, people buy used or new cars depending on their budget. And as I mentioned, most first-time car buyers don't have a lot of extra money in their bank account to afford to buy a new car. You should pay no more than 10% of your gross monthly income on a car payment. A car is a huge expense, and most people need to get a car loan in order to afford a car. That means you go to a bank because you don't have the money lying around. Most people don't have thousands of dollars for a car lying around. They go to a bank and they ask for the loan. A loan is when a person borrows money from the bank, but then in turn pays that money back plus interest, which means they add more money back in the payments. So ultimately, the bank is making money. Therefore, you're not going to actually pay the price of your car. You're going to end up paying more than the price of your car because the bank allowed you to borrow money and they don't do it for free. When you get a car loan, you're going to need what's called good credit. This means that you have been trustworthy with paying your bills and you have a good reputation for being responsible with your money. If you don't pay your bills on time, then the bank is not going to trust you that you're going to pay them. So that credit is very important. You have to have a good reputation with your money and paying your bills, or a car company won't be selling you a car, giving you a loan. A bank will not be giving you a loan for a car. They want their money back, so they need someone that's trustworthy. Now, not only do you have a car payment for your car, but you also have gas and maintenance. Depending on where you work or how much you drive will increase or decrease your gas budget. Maintenance happens, especially on older cars. So the older your car is, the more miles on your car, the more maintenance costs you will have. Things like new tires or a new battery, or you might have to have some of your engine fixed. Tolls and parking. If you drive to work every day and you have to go through the tolls, that's going to be an expense that needs to be added into your budget. If you don't have to go through the toll to get to your job or to where you're going, then it doesn't need to be there. Most people buy something in their car, a transmitter that keeps track of their tolls, and they pay that every few months and keep that balance in there. Parking. It depends if you need to pay for parking when you go to work. Some people work in a place, and especially in a big city, where they have to find a place to park, and it's not free. If you have that kind of job, you're going to have to budget for parking. I would say most people in this area don't have to pay for parking. Insurance. Insurance is a very important thing to buy because cars are not cheap. And if you happen to go off the road and hit someone's mailbox, not only will you ruin your car, but you've ruined a person's mailbox. And you are responsible to pay for that. Most people don't have thousands of dollars to pay for the damage to their car or to the person's mailbox. Or worse yet, if you happen to do something that hurt another person, you don't have the money to pay for those kinds of medical bills, or for yourself if you were to hurt yourself in a car crash. So insurance is something we will talk about later, but it's very important to buy for your car. Insurance is the protection against potential loss. So for instance, accidents, a natural disaster, a tree falls on your car, a fire, a theft, someone steals your car or steals things out of your car. It's important to have protection for those kinds of losses. So it's important that you get car insurance to protect your investments. This includes your car. When you buy car insurance from an insurance company, you pay what's called a monthly premium. You pay it to the company, and it's really kind of a just in case anything happens to your car. If you get into an accident or a tree falls on your car, the insurance company will then pay for the repairs or the replacement. If you don't have insurance, you will be responsible for all of the costs, and that can be a lot when it comes to repairs or replacement of your car in an accident. You will still also have to pay your monthly car loan. So let's say that you bought a car for $10,000 and you're paying a monthly car loan, and then you get into an accident and your car is no longer drivable. Guess who you still have to pay back? The bank. So it's important to have car insurance so that you can be reimbursed for the costs of repairing or replacing your car. In addition, if you damage property or hurt other people during your accident, you will have to pay for other expenses like medical bills and property replacement. You could even be sued. Insurance is protection against all of this, and it's very worth it. You may go your whole life without having an accident, and you may pay the insurance company money every month for your whole life and never have an accident. But that's the whole point of insurance. We all pay into insurance, and hopefully nothing ever happens. But if it does, then the money we all put into the insurance company pays for the loss when someone has it. All right, so the first part of finding your car for this project is to actually look for your car. You first need to figure out what you can afford. Just like with your apartment, there is a rule of thumb that says you should not pay more than 10% of your gross monthly income on a car payment. So that's bad news for anyone who wants to have a Ferrari. You're going to put your gross monthly income right here. You're going to get that from your income page. Then you're going to multiply to find out what is your car allowance. What is 10% of your gross monthly income? So you'll take this number, you'll multiply it by 0.10, and that's going to give you your monthly car allowance. You cannot pay more a month than that for your car. Your car is going to cost much more money, but as you'll see when we get our loan cost, it will not be more than that per month. So we're not going to go into the link yet. We're going to take a look and see make, model, year. So the make of the car is who makes it, what company makes it. So for instance, I drive a Honda CRV. The make of my car is a Honda. That's who makes my car, the company Honda. What's the model of my car? It's a CRV, as opposed to like a Pilot. A Honda Pilot would be a Honda Pilot. So mine's a Honda CRV. And the year of your car, I believe I have a 2017. And then the mileage is how many miles has your car driven. This would show up in the front of your car on the dashboard in front of the driver's seat. It will also show up when you're looking for cars. Your description is going to describe what your car looks like. So my car, for instance, is white. I would put it's white, and I would say that it is a SUV, a small SUV. I would say it has 4 doors, and I might say that it has so many. Well, I'm going to put my mileage up here. So really, I don't need much for my description. Besides its color, its 4 doors, its description of what it's like, and then the price that you find it for. So you're also going to add some car pictures. You can add 1 or 2 pictures here, but here is the link to find your car. You can search by the make. You can search by the body style. You can search in new and used cars. You can also search for no max price, although you may want to stick between, you might want to stick a little bit lower than the highest. And you don't need to worry about these things. So I'm going to just do the automatic search for what it comes up here with the Jeep Wrangler. So I have got to figure out, what am I looking for when I'm looking for a new car? I really want something that's not really over 100,000 miles, because if I'm looking for a car that's over 100,000 miles, I'm going to have to do a lot on maintenance, and I don't want to have that in my budget. But I can look for things like, okay, this is going to be $26,000. This will be $13,000. I can look around to have a car to see. This is definitely not one I want. It's 124,000 miles. This is a little bit more reasonable, but my price is a lot more. So let's just say that I'm not going to look through this whole thing. I'm going to go with this Jeep to 2007 for $64,000. I mean, 64,000 miles. So I can take a look at this Jeep. I can go in a little bit further. I can see that its exterior is blue. That will go with my, here's the basics, okay? So it says its exterior is blue. That's going to be part of my description of my car. Interior is gray. It's a 6-speed manual. Um, all of that stuff. So basically, I would put this information right in there. I would put it in my car. Let's go back to our budget. So I would put my make, I would put my model, put the year. It says it all in there, the mileage, the description, and the price. All right, let's take a look at our next slide. Our next slide is car expenses. I guess we'll look at that in a separate video. Yes, we will. So we're going to go back here, and that's what you're doing. You are finding a car and filling in this slide, and then we'll get onto our car expenses in the next video.